Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Locking It In with Deb and Pear. I'm Deb. I'm a realtor.
I'm Pear. I'm a loan officer.
We're a husband and wife team bringing you real estate news every week. We know it's getting into fall. It's November now. In the Washington area, there are about 3 weeks of inventory on the market. This means there are enough houses to last 3 weeks on the market, assuming you have their store shelves, you've got enough bread for 3 weeks. And houses sell usually, the closing time takes about 4 weeks, and it takes a few weeks to find a home. At the end of the day, buyers are still out there, okay? They are still looking. And if you want to have a lot of eyes on your home, now's the time to list it. And in fact, the worst thing you could do is wait till February. There's going to be a rush. The time to really get in now, especially if you want to buy. And inventory would be nice, sellers. Something else I want to talk about. There are some potential buyers who are hesitating because they believe that the price of houses is going to go down, that essentially like we had in 2008.
It's not going to happen though, probably.
In 2008, there were a lot of things going on.
Yeah, there were bad loans. There were a lot of bad
loans. A lot
of
bad loans, uncreditworthy buyers, buying and trading of bad loans. This affected every market, not just real estate, but in particular real estate. But it was an unusual time, and it was created out of a situation of abuse. What we have now is a healthy market. We have people with needs to buy and sell. We have people using due caution. They don't know if they're going to keep working from home or not. Still, many people are still uncertain in that area. And with the interest rates low, it helped a lot during this time, and they will gradually go up. But what we're seeing with the prices increasing in housing has nothing to do with what happened in 2008. That wasn't caused by the housing bubble. Wasn't really inflation. It was quite artificial. And in this case, it's a response to a lack of housing, not just affordable housing, but housing, period. There aren't enough homes to go around. People are renting that would rather be owning. And it's not a good situation because people aren't living where they want to live. But at the end of the day, the price of the houses aren't going to just suddenly drop.
Yeah, if anything, they're going to go up another 15% next year.
They might flatten a little bit, I think.
Well, they have flattened out during the fall, but with the spring coming, there's going to be, I predict there'll be a big increase.
I think it's a good time if you're a buyer to be looking now before we get running again in February, because that's when you're going to see a lot of new inventory and it will start increasing faster. I think we'll start approaching a more normal market by then. Even though the interest rate might tick up a little bit, it's not going to affect the market that much. It just may mean fewer people will be able to buy. And one reason people think that the prices are going to take a dip, they're thinking that all the foreclosures are going to hit the market. That really hasn't happened.
And it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Just to put this in perspective, in 2008.
2018, you mean?
2008. After that crisis, 9.3 million households lost their homes to foreclosure. This time around, it was projected that there could be 30%, as many as 30% of mortgages would enter forbearance, but only 8.5% did. And now that number's down to 2.2%. And that's about only 1.2 million homes, as opposed to 9.3. And now most of those people have enough equity to sell their home
if they need to.
If they need to. which means there's maybe only 80 to 83,000 mortgages that would be affected. Wait, did I say
Yes, you said it right.
85,400 mortgages is the ones that would not have enough equity. And just to give you a perspective, in 2017, the number of foreclosures was 314,220. In 2018, it was 279,40. In 2019, 277,520, which is a lot lower. It's a lot fewer mortgages. I think in those days, there was also an oversupply of homes rather than an undersupply, which is a huge difference. In fact, in 2008, there was about a 9-month supply of inventory as opposed to a 3-week supply today. These are huge differences. People buying homes now are not buying them irresponsibly. They're not buying it with liar loans where you just state your income and they believe you. and an adjustable rate. All these things that contributed before aren't happening this time. It's really a healthy market. It's what you would expect. It's no similar than what's happening with shipping, construction, etc. There are supply chain issues which are natural. They're happening for an obvious reason we can easily identify. And we know that these problems will be solved as we come out of the pandemic.
Eventually.
Yes. Yes. And in the meantime, nobody's dying. Nobody's, everybody's surviving. Many people have maybe changed businesses, changed their business. And that's how you do it when these things happen.
You adapt to change.
You adapt to change. And our economy has changed. There are things that aren't going to come back and things that have evolved permanently. And it's all been done in a healthy way. It's all supported the moment and adapting to change. And that's a good thing.
We talked about this a couple months ago when it first came out, the idea first came out. It's actually happening. If you have an on-time rent payment, then your landlord will have some incentives to report that to the company that reports to the credit bureaus. So that will increase your credit score by that. Now, if you're not on time, you won't be reported to the credit reports.
That's a good thing, because here's how it is. We have 10% of renters now benefit from their rent on their credit report. And what Freddie Mac will do is give closing cost credits on multifamily loans. That means the landlord, and that landlord will agree to report on-time rent every month through a special system built called a SUSU, ESUSU, which is, this is a new word they used in this article. It's a credit building fintech, financial technology. It's essentially a credit reporting software for landlords and renters. Renters will be able to log in and verify their rental history.
And this will affect your credit score for the better.
Yes, because housing is really your biggest expense. And if you pay your rent on time, to not qualify for a mortgage or a car is really a slap in the face.
Yeah, and the rental ability to pay the rent is the same ability to pay the mortgage. So that should be the number one determining factor of whether you should get a new mortgage or not.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. If you can pay your rent every single month on time, then of course you can pay a mortgage on time, and they should count that as though it were rent. But you don't, and they do, but it doesn't show on your credit report like your mortgage does. So it doesn't help you to raise your credit report because your mortgage counts more on your credit report, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
The higher the balance, the more it counts.
Yeah. So you're really being deprived of that 730, 740, whatever. What's the maximum these days, Perrin?
For a credit score,
Yeah.
like 830 or 840 or 850.
Wow. I didn't know it went up that high.
Yeah, it does.
Wow. You know, I heard someone the other day that say they had 300 something IQ. You know, the test doesn't go up that high. It only goes up to 212 or something like that. I don't know.
And rarely does it go up that high.
Thank you, everyone. This has been Locking It In with Deb and Per Real Estate Report, reporting on November 10th, 2021. If you have questions, topics you want us to discuss, please let us know in the comments, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.